download it from there. Cool.
All right, everyone. I am going to be talking with Susie, and she is amazing, and she works on the go. She's traveled the world and works on the go, and I've actually followed her for a while now, and she's doing a mastermind that's all about doing less to make more. And so we're going to get into that, but I'm also going to kind of ask her some challenging questions because maybe I've been struggling with this. So go ahead and introduce yourself to my sexy biz babes and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay, and once I'm done, you need to show me if you're actually wearing pants, because you just got up there on your knees and I was like, is she wearing any pants?
Nope, I'm all business on top, and then I'm wearing like little baby short shorts on bottom. So that's how I roll. Business on top, bottoms are short shorts.
I love it. I'm Susies Kaeufer. Yeah, I'm a digital nomad. I've quit my job thanks to my business in 2017, asked my boyfriend to do the same. We went off. Everybody is waiting for us to come back from this round the world trip, but it's been 3.5 years now. And yeah, so I kind of teach a lot about location independent business, how to be really efficient, how to change your mindset to get out of this whole hustle mentality, and really allowing yourself to live by less is more and to really enjoy life whilst running a business.
Awesome. So where were you traveling that first year?
Oh my God. Oh my God, so many places. The first year was totally crazy. I think we moved once every week. So we went from Australia to Bali to Europe, plenty of countries in Europe. Then we spent a summer in Canada. Then it started to snow in Canada and we went to the Caribbean. So I did all kind of islands in the Caribbean. Then we went to Vietnam because I wanted to live in Vietnam. That wasn't so amazing 2 years ago, I don't know. And then a lot of Bali, a lot of Asia. And now we're back to Vietnam, actually, a second attempt for living in Vietnam.
Okay, so do you like it now?
Yes, I like it now, yes.
I've heard that they're really great, amazing people, really like they want to invite you into their home. They want to like feed you if you get into the culture, and like you can really like get to know this area. And it's really like a little bit, you know, it's third world country. It's not as like up to date, but it's really, they're really friendly people is what I've heard.
They are really friendly people. And we got stuck here during COVID. So that's how my year in Vietnam happened in 2020. So we wanted to be here for 3 months. And then, you know, there was this time this year in March where every digital nomad went home. And I was like, duh, I don't have one. And that was the coolest thing for the longest time. And now everybody's like, no, you shouldn't be in a third world country. You should go home. And I was like, well, I don't know where to go. Like, I'm from Germany, my partner's from Australia, but we have no apartment or anything to go to. So in the end, we decided to stay in Vietnam, and everybody was super, super welcoming. Everybody helped us and was so lovely. And it's been a blessing.
Oh, so you've been there since like March?
Yes, since January, actually. We wanted to stay for 3 months, and then, you know, 2020 happened. We're still here.
That's crazy. Well, what do you like about Vietnam?
I don't know. It's just so very easy to live here as a digital nomad. Like, there is a little community where you get like expats stuff and Western food, but it's also still it's not very touristy, especially this year, as there's basically no tourists. The borders are closed, and it's really a lovely experience to kind of live like the locals in a country like this. I love to immerse myself and live in places. Not for too long, like I've never lived in a place for more than 2 years for a while now, but I really don't like to just be a tourist and see the, you know, main tourist attractions. I really love to experience a country and also experience what it does to me. I feel like every new culture we really live in changes me on a profound level.
Oh, awesome. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I'm trying to think of the one that changed me the most. I honestly think the one that changed me the most was going to 7 countries at 19 years old in Europe, just to really open my eyes to a different whole different world. And I think that
Yeah.
changed me the most. Plus I was mostly solo. So I was just like, okay, this is how it goes. Well,
I was
that's
not brave enough for that when I was young. I think when on my 30th birthday, I left Germany on a round the world trip, solo, backpacking, and I never came back. That's when I got stuck in Australia and kind of built a new life in Australia that I then also left behind. But it started with a green backpack.
wow. Well, that's awesome. So what were you doing before you got into the digital nomad life?
You see, I already traveled the world before I was into the whole like how to run a business. So when I quit my job in Germany, I just wanted to travel forever, and everybody was like, yeah, well, that's not gonna work. You will have to get back to reality at some point and work and do something normal. And I was like, oh, that was 8 years ago. People are still waiting.
Love it.
So at the beginning, I was just backpacking, living off my savings, and then I started volunteering a lot, and like volunteering with wildlife a lot. I'm a huge animal lover. I got my hands dirty in a cheetah rehabilitation project in Africa, and in a rhino project in Africa, and in lots of animal shelters in Asia.
Oh,
so
awesome.
that's something I'm really passionate about. And then I noticed, like, hey, I think I want to keep doing this. So I need to generate an income that I can take with me. So I don't have to start from scratch again whenever I arrive in a new country.
Awesome. So did you teach yourself new skills like marketing, and how did you learn all these different skills then, if you wanted, or like what was your first start to do the digital nomad life then and then to now?
I knew that I wanted a location independent business for the longest time, but I didn't know what. Like I looked into blogging and social media management and all the things you can do virtually from your laptop.
Yeah.
But then I started actually coaching in my day job. So I became a team leader, and I had to like kind of help people perform better, and I had to tell people that are not performing well that they're not performing well, and actually help them to like, get better at things. And that was something I was really good at. So I kind of started coaching before I knew anything about the online coaching world, which I think is a blessing itself. But I knew I'm good at coaching and mentoring people. And then I figured out, actually, you don't have to do that in a day job. That's something that you can literally do with anyone, anywhere. And I wanted to do it with topics I'm more excited about. So in my day job, I was coaching people how to perform better in a call center. And I love the coaching part and I love the people part, but I didn't like the call center part.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of did that too, you guys. This is take that little key bit with you is what you're good at, and then you can take the good parts with you and get rid of the bad parts, and that you can do what you love wherever. Because I was in a marketing job, and I realized once I moved to California, I was like, wait, I can do what I'm good at and help other people do what I'm good at wherever, so I don't have to go into work, because I hated that part. Yeah, I hate going into work and doing mine was 7 to 3. That's what I worked. I woke up early. You guys, I never wake up. I haven't woken up that early for I don't even know how long. I go to bed late. So now I sometimes go to bed that late.
That's why this call is happening evening time for you and morning time for me.
Yep. So some people like mornings. I like night. I was up till 3 a.m. last night working. I don't know.
That's almost when I stop.
Yeah. My mind's like all of a sudden clear. I'm like, why can't I be this way in the day? I don't know. But that's awesome. So I'm curious, when you first started, because that's a big leap, going from house to house, not having a backup. Did you have like some savings and like a certain amount of time to like get the business down before you were like, shit, I have no money left?
So I was in my day job when I was starting my business. So I was working in a job in Sydney, which was already much better than working in Germany because, you live at the beach, and also work-life balance in Australia was relatively chilled. So the afternoon, you're really away and live your life. That was good for me. But yeah, I started it on the side, and I also didn't have a hell lot of patience. I felt like it took a long time. But actually, when I look back, I think it took me 5 months to quit the job then. So I started my business in September. And I think in January we quit, and in May we sold our stuff, sold our furniture, packed the backpack and went off.
That's
So
awesome.
it wasn't that long of a time, but I was also really committed. Like I would have traveled even if the business wouldn't have been fully abundant and wouldn't have like covered my income. I was just ready to travel again and to try it with the business. And I think because I was so committed and I wasn't waiting for the business to be safe and stable and consistent first, I was just like, no, we're going to do it. Like in May, we're off. I don't care if the business is supporting that fully or not yet. We're just going to do it. And as soon as we did, it also jumped to a whole new level because then I didn't have my day job anymore. I had all the extra time to, first of all, travel, which completely shifted my energy as well. And I could put more time into signing more clients and working with more clients. So it was kind of letting go of the thing first to then replace it with more business income instead of waiting the other way around, what a lot of people do.
Yeah, I kind of did actually a different thing. I dove in. I went to Thailand and I realized I'm going to be a coach, and I just went all in because I didn't have a job. I just got out of my busy season for my clothing line, which pays a lot of money. And then so I had some money to like help with that. But I already went January, February, March after my busy season, figuring out what I was going to do. And then while I was in Thailand, I decided, oh, I could be a coach. I want to go for that. And then I had like almost no money left. So I went into it balls on the wall, like all in without having money left over. So I had a different experience. But what was your kind of like maybe biggest failure, and then how did you overcome it through this?
I feel like entrepreneurship is kind of getting used to failure and really,
Amen.
I don't know, appreciating, like, you know, at the beginning, I didn't like failure in my old life. I was like, oh my God, what if I quit my job and everything goes wrong? What if not? Yeah, so I don't know, there were a couple of failures, I don't know. I don't even know if I would call it failure. That's the thing. Yeah. I've launched things that didn't work. I've put a lot of money into launches where I felt like my audience wants this, but I was kind of like, okay, if they want it, I'll do it, but I'm not fully stoked about it.
Yep.
But they've asked for it, so I'll put all the money into creating the program, creating the sales page, creating everything. And in the end, nobody wanted it. And I was like, what do you mean?
Yes. Two key points. Number one, entrepreneurship is getting used to failure. It's normal. It's an everyday occurrence. It's like a normal, maybe not every day, but there's like little things. Like, for example, I have a clothing line, coming up with a new product, and then the people saying they like it, but then they don't buy it. That could be a failure, or it's just a lesson. Or coming up with a product launch based on your clients because you didn't really want to do it could be a failure or a lesson. So I just want all my audience to know, like, entrepreneurship is getting used to failure. I love that.
And I just don't do it anymore now. Now I do what I want to do. And if my clients want to buy it, that's awesome. And if not, then I'm still going to do what I want to do. And since then, it actually works so much better.
Yeah, it's because you can feel the energy, you can feel the vibe, the excitement, you're ready, you show up more, you're like there. Whereas if you're just doing it for your clients, you're like, okay, well, here it is. Okay, here it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yay. So what do you like mostly do now? Is it courses, one-on-one coaching? How does your business work now on the go? Well, you're not on the go now, but like, how does your business work?
We're still pretty much on the go within Vietnam. So, I mean, I was working somewhere else last week and somewhere else last month, but we now rented this place for 4 weeks, which for me is like, whoa, commitment. 4 weeks a month. Like, whoa. I still really love one-on-one coaching and masterminds, which again, people tell me that it's not scalable to like multiple 7 figures, but I've scaled pretty well actually with that business model. And I love to really be hands-on in someone's business. So my mastermind clients, I know their business inside out. I know exactly what offer is working, what's not working, what needs to be tweaked, all those kind of things. I also do have courses and self-study courses, but that's what I don't like about those is that I don't know what you're doing. So yes, I have plenty of teaching content and I share this so you can like basically study it yourself. But then if you get stuck, I don't know about it and I can't
Yeah.
help. So I love one-on-one, and I love really diving into people's business and also into people's heads to see, okay, where are they self-sabotaging? Where do they say they want to achieve something? But at the same time, they're their biggest obstacle being in their own
Yeah.
way. So I do one-on-one coaching. I love retreats. We had to postpone this year's retreat, but I run retreats on Bali every year, which are always fully booked and very popular. I love masterminds where you really bring a group of people together, and then you're also surrounded by like-minded entrepreneurs. That's also
Mm-hmm.
so important, especially when at home you're only surrounded by people who are having a job and are really worried about job security and about, a whole different world of thinking. When it comes to failure, when it comes to taking risks, when it comes to investing, I think it's so important that you have a circle of people who just get that.
Yeah, no, it is. I actually was kind of thinking recently, like, I don't really need like a coach to teach me marketing or sales or anything like that. It's like I almost just want like a container to be around certain energy, but I don't know what that looks like because I don't want to learn their marketing and sales techniques. I'm good at that. Like I don't want to learn your different techniques.
Yeah.
I got it down. Like I can teach it. So I don't know. I completely agree. I was literally thinking about that today. So let's see. I had a few questions. One thing with me that a lot of people in the industry talk about is, and what you said is like work 3 to 4 hours at the beginning. But for me, what I thought is like you kind of have to put in some systems and some work and some evergreen content, some YouTube videos, some podcasts, things like that at the beginning. That way it gets easier and easier as you go. And so when I see, I guess what I disagree with in the coaching world is that you just jump in right away and it's only 3 to 4 hours. I feel like then you would be working a lot longer to set up a good base. So most coaches that I watch, they've been in it for a few years. They worked really hard at the beginning. They worked hours and hours, and then it gets easier because they put in all the work. They have all these systems, and then now they're just using them over and over. So I was just curious, like, what do you think of that?
I didn't work many hours when I started my business.
Yeah?
I mean, many hours, like it felt like that, but I was also having an 8-hour day job, and then I worked maybe 4 hours on my business afterwards, which was a freaking long day because you had to do it all. But basically, I went from day job and business to traveling the world in business. So there was I was just never available for like 8-hour work days. I 8-hour work days.
It was kind of like intertwined.
Yeah, I think creating content and creating value for your people doesn't have to take hours a day. And that at the beginning is going to be fresh. Yeah, at the beginning you don't have funnels and a lot of passive stuff going on, and you also don't have your content from last year still working for you. I mean, my content just keeps working for me, so all I need to do is add fresh content, keep showing up, but also all the things that I've already created, of course, also already still speak to people and help generating leads and those kind of things. But I think all you need to do, because you have to start somewhere. Yeah, you're not going to start with plenty of systems, funnels, and processes.
Yeah.
Showing daily, creating content daily, getting used to creating content relatively fast. I know I have clients that they just need to sit down 3 hours to write one post because they're perfectionists and they reread it again and they do it again. Like, okay, that's too long. If like one post takes you ages, I write my posts quickly on my phone. And then I snap a selfie, and then I have a new piece of content and people message me and are like, okay, this is amazing. How can I actually create this kind of business myself? Because I work my butt off right now. And that's the main marketing way. And yes, later on, when it comes to scaling, you'll have a different product suite and you have funnels and you have automated stuff. But I don't think anyone starts with that. And I don't think you need that to create a lifestyle where you don't work your butt off. I think that's really more in your head. That's a belief in itself, that you have to work hard and long until you've built all those things, and then you can let go. And I also think most people miss that spot where they think, oh, in the future I'll work less once I have this and this and this in place. It's a trap. Because you will grow, and then you'll be like, okay, once I have 5 team members, I'll work less. And then you'll have, once I have a 6-figure business, then I'll work less. If you don't manage that state now, it's not going to become any different.
Yes. I'm going to literally take that clip and give it to one of my clients because she's like, oh, someday I'll have a break. Someday she literally goes from a job to her real estate business that she loves, but she's like, well, someday I'll have a break. And I was like, well, you need to start implementing some self-pleasure, some fun now. And she's like, yeah, but I go from a job, my real estate, to another job. So like, what would you tell that person?
I think, first of all, that we always get what we're ready for, and that everyone will get to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm done with this. I do want to have some more fun in life. Sometimes people just need to get there. You know, I don't want people to burn out to get there and to come to this conclusion, but there is, like, I had an aha moment like that. I remember I was flying to Martinique, and we were planning a launch. So I was like, I have no time. I need to sit on my laptop and work on the launch. And I was like, I'm in Martinique. How often am I going to be in Martinique in my life? And how sad would it be if I wouldn't take the time to enjoy this with my partner, to go outside, to see the ocean, and not just sit behind my laptop and work? And also, when I'm actually not behind my laptop, still thinking about my business and my launch. And oh my God, I think guilt-free free time is something we can all learn and benefit from greatly.
Yeah, no, that's really, really, really crucial. Plus, to add to that, I think it's like sometimes when we have, I wouldn't say this for this person, but sometimes when we have all day, we take all day. Yeah. But if we have 4 hours, we take 4 hours, and we like do it faster. So then if you plan a workout, you plan some fun, you do this, then you have to squish it in that time and you get it done. So it's like, absolutely, you can, so that's one of my things that I found. But I'm not gonna lie, like during my October, November, December, it's hard for me to think of work hard, like, or working hard. Like, I have so much to do. I have a clothing line, I have a new clothing line, and I have a coaching business. So I'm just like suffocating. So maybe that's why I wanted you on my podcast during this time, because I'm like, going
more,
from this.
Less is more, less is more.
Yeah. And so I've hired people to do my costumes. I've hired people to do, I actually have someone doing my VA and helping me post my content that I've already posted. And like, I already have tons of pictures. I already have tons of content. She's literally helping me put it out there. So like, I've gotten to that point where I already have so many posts. I have hundreds, maybe thousands of posts. So it's just like reposting. I'm sick of it. And then I guess now it's just like maybe all the years through the last 3 or 4 years of me doing my ugly Christmas sweaters and Halloween costumes. It's like, I have to be working constantly. I don't know.
Interesting one, isn't it? This is an interesting one. That's why I'm more a mindset coach than a business coach. Because yes, that is, if you believe that, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but we will always create what we believe. So if you believe, well, it's Christmas season, I have to work, like I have to work a lot because there's so much going on, that's what's going to happen. And it's really also easy. It's like an energetic thing. It's almost like we're speeding things up, and it's like, oh my God, it's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas. It's like, okay. Breathe.
Yeah.
What are the 20% that will get you 80% of the outcome?
Yeah, so maybe just an idea is like doing those videos that I have fun with, and then I share my videos and I show pictures and I go out and I have more fun with it. I generate 10 sales versus if I'm sitting on my computer making myself do emails. P.S. I am the person in business that hates emailing. I hate it more than anything. I think I hate it more than anything. I don't know.
And how is it going for you?
I just don't do it.
That's the only way. That's the only way. Like, it really is, it takes so much effort, like with any of my clients, to get them from something they really dislike and they're not good at to get to a mediocre level. That takes so much energy. But then there's people who love emails and they're really good at emails, and you will never catch up with them, and you put so much energy into getting mediocre. Whereas I have so much more fun with taking the things you're really good at and turning them into excellence with the same amount of energy that you would need to get something that's your weakness to average. let's take the things you're really good at and maximize them. And that's how you're going to sell and how you're going to stand out and how things are going to be easy. Everything else is just pulling. I feel the same about email marketing. I'm like, man, I'm writing all those launch emails, but actually what sells is when I direct message with people on Instagram and they're like, should I sign up for this? And I'm like, well, where are you at? Tell me all about it. And we just have an honest conversation with a back and forth. Whereas I feel like email is like a one-way, me talking, one-way street.
Yeah.
Whereas I love conversations with people. So whenever I can, I just like to go back and forth with people. I have with not voice messages or with direct messages. And that's how I sell most of my things as well. Not with
Ooh,
email.
I like that. That's a cool tip, you guys. And doing what you like most. Because for me, I've actually gotten clients from live videos. So I think that's one that I need to like implement more and have more fun with. And that's like maybe it's putting 70% of the day versus like, I'm trying to, how do I explain this? I'm putting a lot more effort into, or a lot less effort into that, but it's making more impact. Whereas if I set out my screen and put hours of trying to do an email and I get zero impact and zero return. So I like that. That was a good
just
thing
do more videos. And then every time you need to wear an ugly Christmas sweater on the video. And then if you sign up for coaching in December, you also get 2 for free. Or I don't know. I'm sure it's combinable.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that's fun. No, it's good. I'm making some mental notes. Okay, let's see. I have some good other questions. So, let's see. Okay, so what did you start to outsource for work at the beginning? Yeah.
Yeah, I sucked at outsourcing at the beginning, I have to say. Like,
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'll need a virtual assistant, awesome. But I also didn't really know how to train a virtual assistant, what exactly to give them, and how that, it felt like more work. Like I hired people, but then I had to manage all those people. They didn't know how to run my business. I was the only person who knew how to run my business. So I felt like, well, until I explain to them how to run my business, I'm going to run my business myself.
Yep.
So it was a lot of mindset issues I had, and I also really needed to learn how to manage people. I had, when we hire our first virtual assistant, if you're lucky, the virtual assistant knows how to manage you, and they know how to tackle someone who doesn't know how to work with people. But if you're not lucky, because it's not their job, it's your job as the CEO of a business to figure out how to hire, how to have a proper onboarding process, how to get people on board that actually share your mission and your core values. And that's been a learning curve, like everything. But it's also a learning curve where I felt like nobody was giving shortcuts. I felt like nobody's talking about this. Everybody's just saying, hire a virtual assistant, outsource. And I was like, I'm doing this. I have 8 people in my team. I'm still overwhelmed.
Yes. I was literally thinking of that today. I'm so lucky with my virtual assistant now, but I went through so many. You have to learn. You have to learn how to hire them. And I will give you guys a tip, like write this down for the future, is you have to know exactly what you want them to do. You have to have examples. You have to have an exact to-do list. Don't be like, they can read your mind and they don't know how you think. So you literally have to have, these are the posts that I want you to make. This is how I want it to look. This is what you can reproduce. Like make it as easy as possible for them. And then it will save you so much time. But oh my goodness. I remember when I had a big long list, nothing getting done, didn't know how to do it. Oof.
Training is important. It's like you said, we hope that someone comes in and fixes the problem, but they can't read our mind and they don't understand how we take and how we want things. They will learn that after a while, but you also need to help them and not just be like, okay, run my content. Like nobody knows how to do that.
Yeah. And I'm hiring people for my ugly Christmas sweaters, my outfits and stuff. And even though I send them pictures, they still need to be told the details over and over and over. So sometimes it's a little obnoxious at the beginning, but then once you go through that little hard part, then you have someone that's going to work with you and they save you so much time. So much time. So much time. Yeah. All right. So what was maybe, let's say, what was your biggest success through, let's say, in the past year?
Hiring my partner full time, like my boyfriend now, fiance. So that was always like a, like a relationship topic. I was like, well, I want to travel the world forever. I will work in my business. I'll make income in my business. Do you come with me? And he's such a lovely guy. Yeah? He said, like, I'll quit my job. I don't have an online business. I have no clue, but I'll come with you.
Yeah.
And, we did that for like 2 years. And then he was like, okay, I do need to kind of earn some money somewhere. So we were then, more looking at where he can find a job again. Like, do we go back to Australia? He started teaching English in Vietnam for a while and was like, well, but the ideal version would actually be if we're in this together, if we're running this company together and it pays a full-time salary to both of us. And then we can literally live together wherever we want forever for the rest of our lives. And that was a huge goal for me. And I also wanted to be a proper job. I didn't just want it to be like, my girlfriend pays for everything and we're traveling the world because she has this awesome business. I really wanted to offer him a job that he can grow in, that he can get pay raises, that he can work with and be involved in the business. And that was a huge win we got accomplished during the last year, I'd say.
Woohoo! So what does he do?
He's like my online business manager, where other people have an online business manager for. So he's managing all the other team members, all the tech stuff. He's doing all the customer support. So if anyone has a tech issue with, I can't access my course, he's taking care of that. All things money, reports. He's doing a lot of things, but it's a beautiful creation now that we figured it out. It's like, I'm the person that's the face of the brand and that's working with the clients and that's selling the stuff. And he's basically the back end person that makes sure everything is running, everybody gets what they need, all payments are collected. And he's also taking care of all the things that were really draining my energy. Like, my leg is not working. Can I get a refund? Oh, like, don't talk to me. Talk to my hand.
Yeah. Ooh, that's such a big stepping stone. And also having a partner, I'm getting to the point where I'm growing too much to handle some of the things like the accounting and I hate the accounting part. I'm terrible at it.
That's the first thing I would outsource. That's the first thing I would give away. I've never done accounting in my life.
I hate it. I do at the end of the year, and it's so bad. I hate that I admit this. I know, I'm terrible. I keep things really organized, as in, like, it's all online, blah, 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 but I hate it. I hate looking at it. Hate it. I just, like, I know approximately everything, but I'm just, like I know about how much is going out, how much is coming in, and then I'm just like, no.
Outsource it. Have someone do it. Like, I know my numbers, but I'm not putting every single transaction into our bookkeeping software. So I get a report that says, this is how much profit you made. This is how much revenue you've made. This is what's going on. I always want to know what's going on number-wise in our business, but I don't want to do like open bookkeeping software. I don't even know how to access it.
Yeah, I've done it actually. I've done it for a business before because I did their everything, and it's like the plague for me. Like, no, stay away. And so I just make my butt do it. One time a year. But I know approximately, it's terrible. That is my number one weakness. But I know approximately everything. I calculate numbers in my head really well. I'm actually really good with numbers, but that's my weakness. So, oh my gosh, we went through so many good things. Let me see. So, before we go, like, what is one of the things that light you up most in your business or life?
When people quit their job. I have so many, I think I have like 14 client testimonials of people that were like, I quit my job whilst working with Susi. And some of them were actually financially ready. They have already replaced their income, but some of them were also not. They were like, no, I'm just going all in now. I don't want to spend any energy anymore on this chapter of my life. That's not going to be my future. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm quitting this job. I'm scared shitless, but I know that it's the right step to move forward. And that's always, because that's huge. I remember my day when I quit my job and was like, okay, I'm gone. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
that is such a, like, I'm getting like giddy and excited when someone really, makes a decision that will change their life forever.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I need to tap into that more. I guess I always had like pretty good jobs. Graduated college, I had marketing manager jobs. I enjoyed my jobs, but I forget like how bad they can be. Because I took a serving job, I think a couple years ago, to like help with my income for 3 days.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never doing this ever again.
I also didn't hate my jobs. I always went in like good, in good relationships, but I still do remember the day where I went in the office and my boyfriend, who worked at the same company, went in the office the same time, and they were like, "What's going on? What are the two of you doing here with those two envelopes in your hand?" And I'm like, "We are going to travel the world and we're not coming back."
Yes. That's so awesome. Oh, is that the same person? How long have you been together?
The same person, yeah. So we're together since 5 years. I met him in the job in Sydney. And then after a while, after I started my business, I was like, okay, I want to travel again. You come with me? Yes or no? Luckily, he said yes.
Love this. How fun. Oh, I love it. That's great. That's good to hear about. And that you guys are like traveling and having fun. See, you guys can have it all.
Yes, I didn't think that. That's a whole other topic. But I thought, well, if I want to travel the world and be Miss Independent and blah, 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 I probably have to do it myself, because which partner would want to quit their secure and stable job and live this kind of crazy life? Well, maybe you'll find someone.
Yes. And honestly, I thought that too. I thought no guy would support me being successful and like not putting him like above me, and not, I don't know, my last few relationships like previously, whoop, they like didn't support me. Like they didn't want me to work. They wanted me to be available for them. And they didn't want me to be this like businesswoman. And I could tell if I made more money than them, they wouldn't be happy.
Mhm.
So I had that in my mind. And my last relationship actually supported me, loved my business, supported me, wanted me to make the most money possible, was crazy in so many different ways that I never thought possible. And yeah, so it can be possible. So I had the fun, had the other things. Yeah. So, but that was my last relationship. So we'll see what comes next, because it was missing something. Okay, so I have another. Yes. Okay, we can't have it all. So you guys, I'm going to ask her a good question for this year. So what is the biggest challenge right now that you have with your specific role, and how are you going to overcome it? So right now.
Yeah, great question. I think it's still the working with your partner in business. This is like an ongoing, because, we've managed, so we've achieved our goal. He has a full-time job, but now we also have this constellation of I'm his boss, but I'm also, future wife. And sometimes it's really like we learn a lot about communication and when you're having team meetings and how we work best. So, for example, we work best when we're not sitting at the same table in the same studio apartment. So we try to have like two separate rooms, and then we kind of go to work and then everybody does their thing, so you don't get distracted all the time, because I'm also probably not an easy boss. I'm like all the time like, hey, did you fix this, and hey, did you do this, and hey, can you send an invoice to this person, she wants to pay it. So really learning how to be a couple and being a loving, passionate relationship, but also how to work together in a business that is our life and that helps so many people. And combine those things, I don't see a lot of role models. Like, I don't have a lot of role models for this. There's a couple of examples in the online world where it went wrong, and I'm like, oh, great. So we're really like figuring out how to have boundaries, how to work together as a team, because I don't want it to ever be a constellation, where it's like my business and he's working for me and does the bookkeeping. Like, this is our mission and our baby, basically.
I think you're on the right track. For sure. Yeah. That's got to be so hard. One thing that I saw, I don't know where I saw it, but they had a similar thing, and it was like, at work, it's work. And then you kind of have to turn it off
Yeah.
and then go and be a different person. Like, work is kind of a different mindset, and you can't think of
Yeah.
them as your lover. You have to think of them as maybe a boss or a partner or whatever, like business, and then like turn it off, and then like let it go and don't bring it up, and like put it out the
Yes.
door, and like it's a whole
Yes.
different like persona almost.
Yes, it is. And I'm also, as much as I'm not working a lot, I also sometimes find it hard to just switch off. Like I'm still in the evening was like, oh, let me quickly check if this person replied that they want to sign up, and that's also where he needs to bring me down and be like, no, it can wait until tomorrow. They will also still sign up tomorrow. Now we're watching a movie together and we're having couple time and we're having dinner together. So business is again tomorrow.
Yeah, having boundaries, I think that's really good. I need to work on that more. Me and my last relationship, we didn't really have the greatest boundaries with that. We were just workaholics. So we just worked
It's
a
not
lot.
easy when it's your own business because it's not like a day job where you can kind of cut off until the next day because someone else is responsible for the company. I mean, it's your
Yeah.
company. So, yeah, you are the one that would get up at 3 a.m. if there's anything that really needs to be fixed right now.
Yeah. It's kind of good that he's the one that's kind of helping even more too, because I don't know, maybe my last person was really masculine, but he would not let me be like, hey, get off your phone. Like, no way. Like, he would give it, he would also let me work too, but then we were just both working. We were just on a Friday night. If we ended up at home and cooking dinner, one of us on our phones, and then we're both on our phones, and then we're both working. And like, it's normal. It got to be pretty normal. So congrats to you that somebody's trying.
That's really a
Because
matter of having a really crystal clear vision. Like, how do you want to spend your Friday nights with your partner? And then you get to design it. And when you have a vision, you get to design it. But you need to be clear on, well, how is my ideal lifestyle looking like? Not everybody wants to travel the world full time and be in Vietnam and hop around there. But I think what we all want is some form of freedom. That's why we are in this business. And then the question becomes, how does it look like? And how do you actually make sure you keep responsible, because you're the only one responsible now. You can't blame your boss that's like, oh, they make me work overtime and they make me work on a Friday evening and I have to check my phone on the weekend. No, that's not your job.
yeah, it's so true. And having boundaries helps so much. I do on the weekends. I've gotten way better on weekends. I like hang out, I go out, I completely detach, and then sometimes I do a little bit of work, but it's more like intermingled, like fun.
Yeah.
So that's been good. I've gotten really better at that, but it's a work in progress. Workaholics.
Yeah, it always is. And I also again think that's who you surround yourself is who you become. As you see, if you have someone next to you living with you that's like, oh, on a Friday evening, of course I'll just quickly work 2 hours on my phone, it's really easy to get sucked into this. And like the clients who are in my world or who come into Bali with me, they are like, okay, we have to get shit done in 2 hours because that's all she's gonna give us. Like, there's just not more time for work allocated here.
Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. So it like makes you think, okay, what do I have to get done? That's really good. I like that.
What do I really have to get done? If you really would only have an hour, then what would you be doing in that 1 hour? You can do more then, but I think that really helps to hone in on your one thing for the day and be like, okay, what I really need to do is take care of my clients and put content out there to get new clients. And that's usually it, to be honest.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So is there any question that I haven't asked already that maybe you would ask yourself?
What would you ask yourself on a podcast? I don't know. I would ask myself, how do you freaking do it all and still have so much free time and travel the world? And like, I'm sometimes astonished by myself, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm working on so many things, but it's also because I don't know. I kind of, at the beginning, all my goals were business goals. Honestly, my goal setting for the year was business goals, money goals. That was it. And now I have fitness goals and relationship goals and personal development goals. And that's just when life gets so much more colorful and when you just can't spend all your time and energy on business because you also have some other goals that you're actually working on. And that's when, for me, it became this whole holistic, I don't know, picture of my business supports my lifestyle, not my lifestyle supports my business.
Yep. That was on a movie yesterday, or show. It was called Emily in Paris. I just started watching it. And it was like in France, they were like, people in America, they work, or I can't remember what they said. They said that people in America, they
live to work.
They live to work. And then people in France, they work to live. Yeah. And so they were like trying to do that. But I do love my job, but I work a lot, but I love my life. And honestly, sometimes I'm going to be a little vulnerable right now, is closing this up, is I think I look at all the people on the feeds and all these business coaches with their money things. And sometimes I take a second and I'm like, what if success isn't just money? Because I have a lot of fun. Like, I may not be making the money goals that I wish I was already at, but I'm healthy. My mind's right. I love my house. I love my friends. I actually have fun. I go out. I have friends. And I stay fit. Like, so I was like trying to like be okay with, maybe I hadn't hit the money goals the time that I wanted it, but my success may look differently.
Absolutely. 100%. I also have so many like business friends that I got to know closer in masterminds, and they also like hit bigger numbers than me, and I have 100K launches and blah, blah, blah. But they work 15 hours a day, and I'm like, I'm not available for that. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, if I'll find a way to do it my way, but I'm just not available for the whole hustle way to create more financial success.
Yeah, like you guys, I've been friends with some coaches that they made 6 figures their first year. They did not go out much. And that's not always the case. But those particular people that I was friends with, they did not go out much. They were working most of the time. Their fun was work. They even invited their clients to their get-togethers. They didn't actually have friends that weren't their clients. So, like, they would invite their clients. Like, I mean, I'm biz besties with my clients, okay? But I also have a lot of different diverse friends that would never hire me.
And that's fine. That's how you want your life.
Yeah. So, I think that's good. Let's see. Why don't we close up with what's one of your big goals? And then maybe we'll catch up in the future and we could talk about it for the next year.
I don't know. I feel like everything this year is kind of like learning to go with the flow. I don't even know which country I'm gonna be in when we talk next. You know, it's like nobody freaking knows.
It doesn't have to be a business goal.
Yeah. I do want to start publishing like mindset journals. Like, I'm a stationery nerd. I'm traveling the world, but I have so many books and notebooks and papers, and I love pretty paper things. And, you know, I teach a lot of mindset work and mindset journaling. So I want to publish my own journal, basically, that you can do your mindset journaling in every day. Maybe it's also some planner where you can be efficient and plan how you're actually doing your 2 hours a day. What's the most important thing? That's totally something I would love to have in my own hands, but also be able to give to clients and sell to clients.
Well, I love that so much, because you guys, we're probably going to be coaches for a very long time. And all the coaches I did podcasts with like a year ago, we're still friends. And so now I'm going to start maybe doing this, and then I have something to follow up with you. And
good.
Right? It just came to me. I think it's because I had a drink while I was doing a podcast. Yay.
It's morning from Vietnam. It's clearly not morning everywhere.
No, it's actually dark in California, which is one of the, like, you know, Pacific Standard Time. So I'll follow up with you with that. And just to kind of add to that, I wrote that I wanted to have a clothing line for Sexy Biz Babe at the beginning of the year. Completely forgot about it. Looked at it last month. And then now it's going. So It's always good to follow up with those goals that you like completely forget about.
Yeah. You just have to announce them and let go of them anyway.
Yeah. Awesome. And then you guys, she does have a Less is More mastermind. I'll have the link in the bio, and it's going to be pretty much going over kind of what we've been talking about. Do you have anything to say about that? And then I definitely will have the link in the bio.
Yeah, definitely. So less is more is kind of even like I currently have a mastermind, but I also do the same with my one-on-one clients. It's a lot about what we spoke about. It's getting out of this mindset of, oh, but I have to do all the things because enter XYZ reason, and really like calming the fuck down and being like, okay, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm totally fine. And I get to do what I want, and I get to design my days the way I want to. I don't have to work 8 hours to prove myself. I don't have to work 8 hours to feel worthy of money. And also, of course, setting your business up in that way that you do make money every day. But it's like, I'd say it's 20% the strategic business coaching stuff, and it's 80% who do you need to become that you can actually chill and embody this kind of less is more mindset.
I love it. Yay. This was a fun podcast. I like the late night. I think I usually do it in the day, so that was really fun. Plus, we kind of have like a spunky personality, so I think that was a really fun one.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you joined. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.